What's going on, guys? So welcome to this channel of the things where I talk about things, and basically the Flash review is what I meant. I don't know where my brain's going, but this week's episode was okay. There wasn't really much going on. We learned more about Caitlin, we learned more about Wells, and we learned more about Malfoy, and that was basically it. But there are a few things we can talk about, so let's go ahead and do that. First things first, I thought the villain on this episode sucked, but I kind of liked it that it was a kid who was scared and just wanted people to, feel the way he feels, because I understand that. I relate to that kid. Not that I got bullied or anything when I was little. I mean, I had my little spats when I was in middle school and high school, but I didn't get bullied a lot. And but I feel like that because I've been in situations where I feel terrible or I'm depressed or whatever, and I just want other people to feel like me, so maybe they would never do shit like that again or whatever. So I totally related to this kid, and I'm sure some of you out there relate to this kid, maybe you get bullied at school and, or you're going through depression or you go through whatever, and, I just want to let you guys know out there, just in case, it's not the end of the world. And especially, I know when you're younger, it feels like it's the end of the world. It's not. Life changes a lot when you get out of high school. So much changes when you get out of high school, and life can get better or worse. It really depends on your outlook on life, but there is always a brighter side to any situation, no matter how dark it is, guys. Trust me, always a brighter side. But that's what I liked about this villain, was it was just a kid that was scared and wanted other people to feel scared so he could feel powerful. And I think a lot of us can relate to that in this world. You just want to feel like you have control in certain situations. So yeah, that's what I liked about this villain, although it sucked in the whole of superhero-ness sucked, but meaningfulness ruled. Okay, let's get back to the review. Like I said, there's only really 3 things to talk about from this episode, and I'm going to start with Malfoy because I had a theory going into this episode that I thought Malfoy was probably, the reason why he hated Metas was maybe something happened in the alternate timeline. Maybe he lost his wife, maybe, something crazy happened that made him hate Metas, and he just kind of remembered it for some reason, or I don't know. I just felt like there was going to be some kind of tragicness that made him hate Metas, but this episode totally killed that theory. Before I go on, Malfoy sucks for being a tattletale. I hate those kind of people. You got a problem with somebody, bring it up to them first before you go tattle on them. You just look bad in the end, man. Come on. Anyways, we found out that the reason why Malfoy hates Metas is because he wasn't chosen to get powers. He has that ego that he wanted to be chosen. He deserved to be chosen because he would do so much more with those powers than these evil Metas are doing. So that is the real reason why he dislikes Metas, because he wasn't chosen to be a Meta. Later in the episode, we see Malfoy find the freaking scared kid and he shoots him. Luckily, the Flash shows up, blocks... Fucking burps. The Flash shows up, blocks the bullet, saves the kid, and gives him to Malfoy. And that makes Malfoy freaking have this whole revelation that maybe he's wrong about the Flash and Barry Allen. Which leads to Malfoy having a conversation with Barry at the end of the episode, talking about his life and how he comes from a really rich family and he was supposed to be a baller, but he didn't want to live in his parents' shadow, so he moved to America and became the top of his field in science. And then Meta showed up and he was like, fuck, that he didn't know anything about him, so he was gonna have to work even harder, and that is why he works for the CSI crime unit for Metas or whatever it's called. And bada bing bada boom, we know Malfoy's backstory. So now that Malfoy and Barry Allen are best friends because they went to go get a drink together, does this debunk our freaking Doctor Alchemy theory? Because we are saying that Doctor Alchemy is Malfoy. He's more than likely going to have a split personality, and I think that is where our theory can still hold intact, the split personality thing. But I don't know. I feel like it would suck if it is that easy to just guess who Dr. Alchemy is. It's like, oh, he's Malfoy. Malfoy was freaking evil in Harry Potter. He's going to be evil in this show. You're just typecasting the actor, and that would kind of suck. So I'm kind of hoping there's a little twist in there and that Malfoy's not Dr. Alchemy, but this could somehow, put a little hope in that, that it's going to be somebody else. But if we're dealing with split personalities here, Malfoy is not going to know anything about Dr. Alchemy, or he's not going to seem like Dr. Alchemy at all. And, his hating of freaking Metas. You know what, now that I'm thinking about it right now, it just feels like he's even more Dr. Alchemy, because if it is a split personality, and he has these things of not being chosen to be a Meta, how do you become a Meta without being a Meta? If he didn't get hit by the particle accelerator, you go into science, which he became the top of his field, and bada bing, bada boom, you create alchemy and shit. Fuck, this dude is totally Dr. Alchemy after I'm thinking about it. Like, yes, he is totally Dr. fucking Alchemy, because he said he got to the top of his field, and then Meta showed up, and then he had to start learning about a whole bunch of new things. Maybe that's when he freaking got into alchemy. That makes him Dr. Alchemy, bada bing, bada boom. Since he can't become a Meta himself, he makes Metas. Bada bing, bada. We just fucking solved this already on episode 5 or 6 or whatever episode it is. Let's go ahead and move on to Caitlyn, and we got to see more of her powers, and we got to meet her mom, who she doesn't have a good relationship with, and we found out why is because her mom got really distant when her dad died, apparently. So I don't know what happened there. Caitlyn's dad died. Her mom, basically left her. She went to Star Labs or Central City or whatever to make her own path. But her mom's apparently some hotshot badass motherfucker that, you know, she just wanted Caitlyn to work with her, and she could have had all the resources. She would have never became a Meta. Blah blah blah. So, Caitlyn goes to her mom because her mom's super fancy pants, smart addict person, kind of thingamabop. My brain is all over the place, but basically, Caitlyn needed her mom's help, and she freaking got real frosty when her mom wasn't paying attention. She was like, look, bitch! Freaking frostiness. Anyways, after a bunch of tests and some heart-to-heart with her mom, Caitlyn realizes, or like her mom realizes that Caitlyn's powers absorb like crazy amounts of energy or something like that. I guess, I don't know exactly how it was working, but apparently she absorbs crazy amounts of energy, and the black dude they were working with was gonna betray them and keep Caitlyn there, and Caitlyn got super pissed, and she was all like, bitch! How are you gonna try to keep me in a place when I can freeze shit? Like, I thought you were a scientist. You're not really smart. You're locking yourself in a fucking room with a meta-human. A meta-human? What the hell is that? A meta-human. And you're gonna try to lock me in? Bitch! I'm gonna freeze this whole fucking shit into a freezer right now. I'm gonna start hanging up steaks and ice cream because it's gonna be cold in here. That guy was not very smart and deserved to have his freaking arm frosted. And did you hear Caitlyn's mom said that no one's gonna find out about this? She's gonna make that guy disappear. Caitlyn's mom's a badass. The best part of that is Caitlyn's mom told her, she was like, look, I might have not always been there for you, but I didn't raise no killer, bitch. And that means, could that whole thing right there mean we're not getting Killer Frost? It's possible that Caitlyn's mom may be the reason that Caitlyn doesn't become Killer Frost, although, do not forget that freaking Kevin Smith, where did I get Steven from? Okay, Kevin Smith is directing an episode of The Flash called Killer Frost. So, are we going to have an episode where Caitlyn actually kills somebody, or will it just be the episode where freaking Killer Frost becomes 100% Killer Frost and not Caitlyn? Because at the end of the episode, we saw Caitlyn hear a message from her mom that said, if you keep using your powers, they're gonna be permanent, and then she frees the whole damn table. So I think she's losing it, and she's just like, fuck, what am I gonna do? I don't know what's gonna happen. What do you guys think's gonna happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. I feel like I just don't see the Flash making Caitlyn Killer Frost 100% of the time. I don't know. It would be so weird to lose her after 3 seasons for her to be a villain and just not be on the show. She's like a big part of the team. Is she just always going to be in Killer Frost form? I just don't see that, because that's a lot of makeup, and it's just, I don't know, that would kind of suck that she's always gonna be like in that attitude, because I love sweet Caitlyn. I love me sweet girls, like they're awesome, and Caitlyn is awesome, but you know she got some fire in there, that's even better. But I don't know, I just don't like the thought of Caitlyn not being a part of the team and she's just gonna be a villain now. So I don't know, I feel like we're gonna be introduced to Killer Frost, and the team might be able to figure out a way that she could use her powers but still be Caitlyn. I don't know. Something's gonna happen there, because I just don't see them making Killer Frost 100% of the time. But I could be wrong. Maybe we'll just have Killer Frost on the show from now on, which would be cool if she's a good guy and not a villain. She's a good guy in the comics now, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. But I just don't see them going that route of making her Killer Frost 100% of the time. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Lastly, let's move on to the new Harrison Wells, or HR as we're calling him. And I gotta say, I love this new Wells. I know he's really goofy and stupid, but I'm loving it. Like, it is just so awesome that he calls Cisco San Francisco is the best fucking thing ever. Like, I lost my shit when I saw him. He was all like, yes, San Francisco. I was like, bitch, you just called him San Francisco? There's not really too much to talk about Wells. Like, I love this character. It's gonna be interesting to see where he goes. But we found out that he's an author and not a scientist. Like, that was the big reveal of the episode. He's not evil. Like, he's a good dude. He just wants to be somebody, just like the rest of the team. You know, he's lied about something because he wanted to prove himself, and the rest of the team has done that before. And, you know, it's cool that we finally have a good Wells. He just lied about not being a smart-ass scientist, but he knows how to make ideas. And I don't know, freaking Cisco pointed this out in the episode, but he was like, you're just repeating what I'm saying. Like, you're not even doing anything. Have you guys ever met somebody like that? Like, those people in the world actually exist, and I know because I work with one. And oh my gosh, they are some of the worst people to work with because you don't feel like they ever have their own thought ever. I'm telling you, I want to know if you guys have ever met somebody like this. They literally repeat what you say. Like, if you're talking to your boss or something and they're next to you, they want to feel included, so they say exactly what you say, but they add like a word at the beginning and the end of the sentence, and it's just, it blows your mind once you start picking up on it, because you say something and then you hear them say the same damn thing. You're just like, bitch, shut the fuck up. It's annoying, and I work with a dude like that, and I'm just like, dude, stop. So when Cisco called out Wells, I was like, dude, Cisco, bro, I feel you, homie, I feel you. But at the same time, when Wells said, he was like, I was the one that gave you ideas. I was the idea guy. I put the idea out there, and you solved the problem. That's how a team works. I totally agreed with that. Because I, as a person, sometimes can come up with ideas that I feel like are really good, but I need other people to help me execute them. Not, like, when it comes up with writing, like, that's why when we're building stories, like, in my film class that I had back in the day, I was like, alright, here's the story, blah, 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 we need to figure out how to shoot it. And sometimes, like, I always wanted to be the director, the cinematographer, the freaking writer, I wanted to freaking Robert Rodriguez, all of that shit, but in reality, all I want to do is write and direct. I don't really care. I could set up a nice shot and shit, but I'd rather somebody else do the camera work because it's all like white balancing and freaking focusing and doing all that shit. I don't want to do that. I just want to be like, alright, okay, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, I need you to freaking go over here, rock bottom this guy, and then get up and be like, I'm the motherfucking Rock, bitch. That's what I want to do. I just want to direct and write out stories because that's the fun part to me. I don't like all the technical shit. So I'm totally interested to see what Wells is going to do since he has the brain capacity and he's a writer to freaking come up with ideas and help the team. I want to see where they're going to go with this, or if Harrison Wells from Earth 2 is just going to come back and be the smart ass. I got the burps like crazy right now. If he's going to come back and be the, you know, smart guy again, or if they're just going to keep Earth 19 Wells. I think this Wells will stay with us for the rest of the season or until the mid-season break, and then he's going to go back to Earth 19 to write his book or whatever, and the other Harrison Wells will come back. I don't know. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't see them keeping this goofy Wells forever, but I am enjoying him while he's here now. Before I go, if you guys didn't see the preview to the next Flash episode, then you don't know that Flash is taking next week off. Yes, the breaks in Flash seasons are already starting after 5 episodes. So there will be no Flash next week. So what I'm going to do is, so you still have a Flash type video, I might do a breakdown of the next trailer for the next episode and release that on Tuesday. That way you still have a type of Flash video. Unless I come up with something else better that I can do, maybe like a theory or something. But for now, I think I will do a breakdown of the Flash trailer. Or maybe I'll cover Supergirl to, you know, kind of balance that out. But I'm pretty sure you guys want a Flash video more than Supergirl. I don't know. So Tuesday, I'm still going to try to have a video out, or I should say Wednesday, I should still have try to have a video out for you guys since the Flash is going to be on break. So don't worry about that. It'll be either a breakdown or maybe I'll cover Supergirl if it's a really good episode. We'll find out. Until next communion, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your Flash buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!